Hello there, welcome to another video. Um, when we walk around our towns and cities, our buildings and such like, pretty much look as we see them here. They look straight and as they should be. Taller buildings obviously will have a certain amount of perspective distortion, but that's the way we see it. However, once we look through the lens of our camera, we can very often end up with an image that looks pretty much like this. A, I wasn't holding the camera quite straight, and B, if you look to the right, the buildings are really leaning in. The main reason for this was that I was using a wide-angle lens, which I needed to get the whole of St Paul's in one shot, in case you didn't know which building it was. But there's a couple of quick, easy ways of correcting this, and I'll show you two methods now. I'm in Photoshop. I'm just going to go up to Edit. If you scroll down to Perspective Warp, click on that, and straight away your mouse cursor changes. What we need to do now is find a corner of your building and click and drag, and we need to line up and get the horizontal lines as straight as we can. Just find the straight horizontal of your building, and then we're doing the verticals. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the better you can get it, the less work you have to do later. Put that in a little bit. There you go. Right, once you've done that, if you go to the top left, you'll see layout of warp. If you click on the warp, you'll find your box changes, and you've got four handles, four change points if you like. If you click on any of those, you can start to drag your image around and try and get your picture correct, but it's a lot of messing about and it's very fiddly, so forget that. The easiest method, next to the warp button, you'll find you've got your vertical and horizontal straighteners and your horizontal and vertical combined. It's the one to click on, and straight away it's done the job it needs to do. All you're left with really is you've got blank space on the corners and along the bottom here. So once you're happy with that, then you just click the tick. It takes a moment, and there you go, and then you just go ahead and crop out your blank space. Now, the way we do it in Photoshop, you just close this off. In Camera Raw, rather, I said Photoshop. You can open up the image again. In your Camera Raw, if you go along the top here, you'll see the transform tool. Now, if you're using an older version of Camera Raw, you may not have this tool here, in which case the first method will be the way to go. So click on that, and if you go over to the right hand side, you'll see you've got your auto, your horizontal and vertical, and your horizontal and vertical, pretty much the same as we had in the first method. Now, more often than not, the auto one is good enough. Let's give it a click and try. That doesn't look too bad. Let's try the vertical. There you go. You see, it's tried to compensate and get the best of both worlds, and it's sort of gone overboard. So we're going to revert back to the auto, and that has pretty much done the job for us. Now, one little extra piece here, we can double check if we want to get really fine tuned, is to click on the grid. Now straight away you can see it hasn't quite done the straightening that we're probably looking for, but I mean, if you're happy with that, then fine. A little bit of distortion here and there, it doesn't really matter. But what we can do, put the grid back on, and then you can start playing around with your vertical and horizontal sliders. So I'm just going to tilt that up just a little bit. Let's take that off a bit, and you'll see straight away there's more blank space appeared along the bottom, pretty much how we had it in the first method. But if you look along the vertical lines again, you'll see it's not quite correct. Now if I altered the horizontal, it doesn't really do a lot. So I'm going to try and rotate. We'll click that back as it was. I can do the rotate slightly. It's pretty much, yeah. Just, if you look at our verticals again, it's still not 100%. Just adjust that again slightly. Take off the grid, and that's pretty much there, I think. So one last thing to do is to go to the scale slider, and we just crop in, and that's it. I mean, it's not 100% right, but it's fine. It's good enough to show the exercise, and that's it. Just open the image back into Photoshop, and then you can carry on doing your normal editing as you would, like I've done here. So anyway, I hope you found that useful, and thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. Thank you. Bye bye.